Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today, I was thinking I wanted to do a video on, what are your career prospects and possibly any roadblocks, steps to take, whether you are in a current position, have a current job or not, sort of what are your prospects, career prospects moving forward. And I'm going to show you the 3 crystals right now. Yay! Okay, number 1, I have chrysoprase with you right here. And there you go. Number 2, can you see that? It's like a little darkened, I know, with the positioning of the sun. I just really like this spot in the window, but anyway, hopefully you can see that. All right, I think you can. Number 3, and this is a selenite one. That one's certainly easier to see. Okay, so you can go ahead and look at the timestamp in the description and fast forward to your reading. Hello, number 1, chrysoprase. Chrysoprase. Okay, so right away when I'm channeling from the crystal is for many of you, your career might have to do with children. You may work with children in some kind of setting, possibly even something where you're inadvertently healing your old childhood wounds by helping others heal their childhood wounds. You may be helping people to work with their inner child in healing those wounds as well. So that's what I'm getting there. It may or may not apply, but it may have something to do in the healing arena. And we're going to take a closer look near the end of the reading. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shuffle the cards. I'm going to pull out 3, and I'm going to give you an idea of what your prospects are and roadblocks. Okay. After that, I'm doing like another mini sort of selection, if you will, where you will pick a number 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to pull out a little, in this cup, I have some words of different careers that came to mind, and I'm just going to pull one to see if the career that you get suits you. And it may. So that'll be like a little mini pick card within this bigger pick a card. Okay, sound cool? Great. So I'm going to shuffle the cards here. Okay, I'm going to shuffle them maybe a little farther now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Let's take a look here. What do we have? Wow, this looks really nice already. You have the 10 of Cups. Whoa. Huh. You have the Chariot. Oh my gosh. And you have the 3 of Cups. I mean, honey, if I had to paint a more positive picture, I don't know if I could. So as I'm just placing the cards, it will tell you that you have awesome career prospects. Let's get into that. So whatever, if you are currently in a career position, whatever you're doing, something that you really love. And if that's not quite the case, then there's something very, very close on the horizon coming towards you. You're going to be, whether you're in a current career right now or not, whatever is coming around the corner, some opportunity, it's going to be really, really huge. People are going to recognize you for the many, many, many hours that you've put in, your talents. You're going to be celebrated. You're going to attract, I just seeing that you're going to attract a lot of people towards you. a lot of people towards you, okay? This might, if you have a business, this might help out your business even more so, just attracting clientele or patients. But whatever you're doing is something that, you know, what's right around the corner, what's coming towards you is something really, really momentous and very victorious. I see you've been working at this really hard for a long time, and you've done all of the hard work in advance. So I see just like a tremendous amount of success coming your way. Trying to think if there's any other like little messages, and I don't, like, the thing is, I don't want to waste your time, because just basically your guides are coming through, and they're bringing another, you know, very specific message that, you know, you may relate to, saying stop worrying about it. There's nothing to worry about. It's almost like I'm hearing like you're looking for something to worry about, because things almost feel like they're going so good, and you're like, I don't think they should be going so well, or you're sort of doubting it. It's like all of a sudden, you know, you're sort of skeptical and you're suspicious of this positivity and this abundance, so to speak, that you're attracting in your life. But your guides are saying, don't even overthink it. Just go with it. You've been doing all the work. This is happening because of you. You know, it's not about being cursed or being blessed or being, you know, it's all because of you. It's something that was in your hands that you took to the, you know, you ran with it, and you really did a tremendous amount of work. I'm seeing a lot of luck within your careers also coming through people, through that recognition of from the other, okay? Being celebrating, meeting people. You may be, the other thing I'm getting for some of you is, you know, schmoozing with the right kind of people, going to these sort of like work events or work parties, or, you know, something social around a work, and getting to know contacts. This is what is going to bring you great, 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 great success. Working with others in one capacity or another brings you great success. You feel very fulfilled. You feel like your cup is full of, you know, just feeling in, you know, it's your time. This is your time. I don't know what to tell you. I have nothing negative to say. This is just a super, super positive reading. I'm really excited for you. I'm sorry that was short and sweet, but I'm basically just telling you whatever is coming around your way is really momentous. This is your moment to shine, where you're finally becoming recognized, and you're drawing in a lot of people to you, and you're going to experience a lot of success through other people, through these contacts that you meet. Feeling very, very fulfilled. So I'm very excited for you. You know, comment down below to give me maybe a little bit more detail as to what you're doing. But now let's do the other little mini reading within the bigger reading, which is, you know, pick a number from 1 to 3. Okay, go ahead and do that. Pick a number from 1 to 3. All right, now that you have your number, I'm going to start off with 1, then I'm going to take out another little piece of paper for 2, and then I'm going to take out a piece of paper for 3. After, you know, your word is, sorry, just, I don't know why I said that. Sometimes I say things that don't match my thoughts. After, you know what, I don't know. Okay, so you may find that the word resonates or not. If it doesn't resonate, you know, just let it be, let it fly. This is a general reading, but you may find that the word really does resonate with you. And if so, also comment down below. I will start off by just saying thank you so much for tuning in before I pull out those numbers. And it would be very much appreciated and so helpful if you like the reading, if you can like, comment, subscribe, share. That would so help my channel out. I'm just starting out, so trying to get out there, and your energy, your views are have been very, 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 very appreciated by me. So thank you already so much just for doing that. Okay, let's take a look at 1, 2, and 3. So number 1, I'm going to just take number 1, number 1. Oh, looks like number 1's like yours fell out of the cup. So let's take a look at what we have here. Okay. Now, again, I said this may or may not apply, number 1, but you got work in government, some kind of working in the government. You can be a politician or other. That would make sense with the context through other people. As far as the healing, the inner child at the beginning, this could be, you know, working in a government type of job where you are helping the youth somehow, or anyway, you'll connect the dots to yourself. Whatever that, you know, maybe that inner child thing doesn't make sense. Maybe that's just a specific message to you. But anyway, you got work in government. Could be a politician or some other kind of work within the government. All right. Thank you for tuning in, number 1. See you soon. Number 2. All right. Let me do that again because I just picked up a random one. Okay, let me do number 2. Ooh. So I'm getting that you're going to be traveling, and the word I got for you is photographer, which is interesting. So, you know, having a lot of contacts. Maybe the inner child thing for you could be like you just help people reconnect with their youthful side, or you do family pictures maybe, or maybe you're a photographer at a school. But whatever it is, whatever applies to you, maybe you're more of an artistic, independent photographer, but you know, if this word resonates, fantastic. If this is an interest in you that you have in photography, you may want to look into it because it may bring you a lot of success. Otherwise, if it doesn't resonate, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, number 3 for the first reading of Christ So Praise. Let's see. Keep wanting to take out. I'm going to do this again because I'm not convinced. Okay. Interesting. Okay, yeah, sure. Lawyer. Okay, number 3, that may apply to you, a lawyer. So certainly in your case, working with people, again, makes a lot of sense. You know, and you may be bringing justice to homes and families where children have been wronged. If that resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. And either way, thank you once again so much for tuning in to this video. I will see you in the next reading. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, number 2. Yay. Okay, number 2. So the way this is going to work, number 2, is I'm going to shuffle the cards and then stick around to the end, because then you're going to have another like little mini, if you will, pick a number within the pick a card, okay? And for that, I'm going to pick out some words of professions that I wrote down on this little cup, teacup. And then just different professions, so you can see if that profession resonates with you. Okay, but first of all, let's take a look at career prospects, possibly roadblocks. Let's take a look. Shuffling, 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 shuffling. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Okay, 7 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Wow, nice end to that one. The Chariot. Good job. Good job, guys. If you don't feel the rewards just yet, you will. So I'm just congratulating you. Good job. Come on. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look here. You're an exceptionally hard worker. You work your rear end off, okay? And it seems like it's been a long road of hard work. And you're wondering when it's going to pay off in all respects. And you've gotten to a point where you're kind of, you almost want to give up, and you almost want to say, well, you know, if this is what it's going to be, let me just see what other possibilities are out there for me. And I'm going to tell you right now to just slow your horses, take a deep breath, stop for a moment, because you're coming into a very victorious stage. And whatever you've worked on up until now is going to bear fruit. You're going to be coming into a period where you're going to finally see the rewards for all of that hard work. And it's going to be like, you know, the way I look at it is with the 7 of Wands, you have these wands in the hilltops, and then you know, it's kind of hard to get up the hill and everything. Especially, you're trudging along and you're gripping as best you can, and sometimes you're slipping and sometimes you're falling. So your road has been a little bumpy, to say the least. But with the Chariot card, it's like finally you're being allowed to relax and sit in this chariot and be pulled by, you know, these 2, whatchamacallit, what are they? Sphinxes, I think. Anyway, you're basically, you are finally able to be carried, and it's almost like you're carrying yourself. All of your hard work that went before is the foundation, and it can now carry you to where you need to go. It's going to push you to where you need to go. You are all of a sudden coming out of the woodwork, and people are like, who is this person who I have never seen before? And it's not that you weren't there. It's just that you were trying your best behind the scenes to work. Well, now it's your time to be upright and center, if you know what I mean. And then the Knight of Pentacles really comes in and says, you know, I'm not a Page of Pentacles. I have some experience under my belt. I'm not an expert, okay? But I've been working really hard, and I think I've come up with something great. Here it is. It's just going to shine in everybody's faces. Everyone's going to be like, whoa, that looks amazing, or that looks great. And you're not going to have to do a whole lot to convince others about your idea, or, you know, about your career success in general. It's just, you know, your success story is kind of like, is the best, in my opinion, the best kind of success story. It's a success story built out of humility, built out of very hard work. You have all of the great character traits, integrity, strong willpower, where you finally get to the top, right? And it's not like you need to brag your way to the top or show off. You're just saying, well, here, look what I did. And it speaks for itself. Well, that's pretty cool. So you have gone through a lot. You sowed your seeds, and now you're getting to see the fruits of your labor, and then other people can see them too. And they didn't realize that you were working on all of this amazingness. And finally, people are going to get to see it. So you're going to be very successful. Whether you're feeling that already or not, you may be a little hesitant because, you know, it's very different from what you were used to before. All this, you know, this being in the spotlight is kind of, can be a little unnerving, and it definitely makes you take a step back. But don't take a step back. Keep going forward. Remain humble always. Remain grounded always, no matter what. No matter how many compliments people throw at you. Always remain humble and grounded. However, enjoy this period because it's going to be coming at you full force. Very exciting. Okay, now we've gotten to the end of the reading. Pick a number 1, 2, 3. Think about the number that you would like to choose, 1, 2, or 3. Okay, if you're confused and you forgot, this is the mini reading at the end. So just 1 to 3, pick a number. I'm going to go ahead and start with number 1. Actually, just before I do start, I just want to take a moment to pause and say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching my video. I appreciate it more than you know. I'm a newbie in the YouTube world and I'm just starting out. I'm just seeing, testing my luck and seeing what I get. And your subscriptions, your likes, your comments, your shares really, really, really do help me out a lot. So if you do like the reading, it resonates with you, I would super appreciate a like, comment, share, and subscribe. That would be so awesome. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to start with number 1. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and pull out, oh, this is like me. This one fell on my hand. Me, please. Okay, let's take a look. Your word is okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. You got the word teacher. So maybe you're going to be, as far as coming out with a product, maybe it's not so much a product, but it's like a teaching practice, a new teaching practice that is going to be very successful, an unconventional way of teaching or a different way of teaching. Now, the other thing that gives a little bit more sauce to the reading in general is that it may be more so that instead of a final product or practice or technique or whatever, it's that actually practice. You've worked your teaching practice for a number of years and you're finally honing in on becoming very successful at what you're doing. It takes time. It takes time to set yourself up in a new profession, right? So that may be it as well. Of course, if the word doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. Let it fly. You don't have to be a teacher necessarily in the traditional sense, but it could be that you are if it's not in the traditional sense, that you are coming out and you are going to be teaching people something new and bringing some teaching to the world. Maybe through writing a book, maybe through any other kind of medium, but there's something new that you are coming up with if it doesn't apply in the traditional sense. And if you've been looking for a teaching job for a while, then this is the confirmation that you are going to get it, my friend. Okay. Thank you so much for coming by, for stopping by, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you, guys. All right, if you chose number 2 out of the mini reading, I'm going to pick one out. Okay, yeah, this one, I kind of saw it, and then I was like, okay, I'm not just going to pick it. It caught my eye, and then I put it back, and then I shuffled, right? And it came out again. So definitely, if it doesn't resonate, then you really weren't maybe... I don't know, maybe you weren't tuning into your intuition, or maybe it resonates with most people, but you're that couple of percentages where it just doesn't resonate. If it doesn't resonate, let it be. But what you got is yoga teacher, which is fascinating because number 1 got teacher. So if you were confused between 1 and 2, it could have gone either way, but definitely for you, very specifically yoga teacher. So, it's hard to set up a yoga practice, especially if it's your own business. And this could just be that confirmation that, yes, you are finally getting it. You're finally able to really set that up and people are really starting to pay attention to what you have. I'm hearing for a lot of you, it stands out from the rest. You're doing something unique. You're doing something different. And, kudos to you for trying out something new, especially if you're watching this during time of COVID. Maybe you're offering something online or something interactive, but whatever it is, yoga teacher, if it resonates, is in the, I was going to say in the cards, but it's specifically on the piece of paper in the cup. Okay. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. That's super exciting. You'll have to, if you are a yoga teacher and you have some material, feel free to email me. My email's in the description, and email me a link to what you do, or if you have a YouTube channel or something like that, that would be really nice. I love yoga, so feel free to share. All right. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in the next reading. All right, number 3 out of the mini reading. I'm gonna take my little cup. We're gonna shuffle not the cards, but the little pieces of paper. Okay, little piece of paper fell on the ground. What does it want to say to you? Whoa, interesting group number 2. So you got energy healer, something spiritual. You know, some kind of a spiritual, maybe guru, energy healer. You can be working with reiki. You can be working with a different modality. But either way, that's interesting because you're offering a service that is a little bit more unconventional, right? So it's going to take a lot of work to set up your business and everything. Amen to that, because I'm kind of in the same boat, right? Whenever you're offering something unconventional, something that hasn't already been paved, now this gives a little bit more clarity to your cards, right? The path hasn't been paved and you had to create that path yourself. And with the Chariot, you finally paved the path and you can finally move forward. The way is clear and you're rolling down triumphant with everybody waving their flags at you or something like that. Like, hurrah, here comes the energy healer, heal me. I don't know. But if that resonates, fantastic. If it doesn't, you know, let it slide, let it go. It is a general reading, but you may be coming into a very, very awesome career path. You've done the groundwork, you've put down the foundation, and now you're ready to go forward, present it, and have fun with it. The most exciting part. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to reading for you in the next video. Bye. All right, number 3, you there. It's rude to point, I'm sorry. This stick, it's a wand. I'm turning you into, I don't know, whatever you want to be turned into. Okay, I'm getting carried away here. All right, so I am going to shuffle the cards. And I'm going to pull out 3. No, that's too many. We want 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Whoa, okay, 4 keeps coming out, so I'm going to show you 4. It's meant to be 4. There's a little extra message for you. Okay. So you have the 8 of Swords. Okay. The 5 of Wands. Quite the struggle. But this is beautiful. What pops up here? The Ace of Cups. I love this card with the little heart in the middle, don't you? I don't know. I always loved it with the ocean. And Justice. Very, very nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep Justice out. The 5 of Wands, we'll put the 5 of Wands here. And then the Ace of Cups there. I'm going to talk to you first about our lovely friend, the 8 of Swords. I'm going to put Ace of Swords down, and I'm going to juxtapose that with the 5 of Wands. Now, yes, you have had a lot of battles when it comes to, number 1, finding the right path for you. Number 2, judging yourself too harshly. Whether it was in school or outside of school, there's always been this extreme emphasis and this inner entanglement with judgment, which is interesting that the Justice card comes out in sort of allusion to that judgment. So the inner judgment, it becomes toxic for you and it really slows you down. So you look you're struggling, right? On the outside, you're struggling, but the outside struggle that you're experiencing, however hard it is to believe, I really do believe as above, so below. Your outer struggle doesn't stem from the outside, okay? There's no one that put some kind of a curse on your head and said, you are not going to be successful and you're going to have to struggle with your career. No, 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 no. All right? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So, Eight of Swords. This is where that outer struggle comes from. And this represents, right, your inner struggle. Now, my card deck doesn't do the Eight of Swords justice. In a lot of decks, you have someone who has a blindfold on, surrounded by a bunch of swords. And the thing with the blindfold is it's tied loosely. And so the idea of the Ace of Swords is that it's kind of like being in a prison cell, but the prison door is wide open. And out of fear and out of a little bit of judgment and self-deprecation, you decide to stay in the cell. Because it's almost like you don't do this on a conscious level. Maybe some of you do, and that's fine. See, that's the thing. I'm going to say there's no judgment here, and you're always feeling like other people are judging you. This always stems from somewhere. We're not going to get into that today. That's not for this reading, because we're going to stick to your career and what's coming, and there's a lot of beautiful things coming. But a healing journey you may want to consider is to really question your conditioning growing up and how that's affected your self-talk. All right? Could be something that you've seen and imitated from other people around you. Could be things that people have told you and you've internalized. Okay, but whatever it is, you're creating this hellscape for yourself. You're creating this inner prison for yourself where no one is keeping you in the prison. No one is judging you. You are judging yourself. Sure, there will always be haters. Always. Okay, but understand that people who throw judgment so easily for no good reason, really, in my opinion, this has to do with a lack of self-love towards themselves, okay? Because someone who's truly happy and confident with themselves is only going to make themselves feel badly if they do criticize other people. A happy person wants to stay happy, right? So why would they throw judgment and that would just kind of lower their vibration down? So what I'm trying to tell you is if people are throwing judgments at you, it's because it's like they got the hot potato, right? This is the way I look at it. So a hot potato, you don't want a hot potato in your hand, you want to get rid of it, it's scalding your skin. You take the hot potato, right? So if someone has this, has been throwing negative judgments at you, it's because it's almost like they've had this hot potato of judgments towards themselves. And it becomes a cyclical, toxic domino effect. And they say, oh, I don't want to throw it at you. And then by judging you, that makes me feel better because at least, I can put you down and I don't feel like I'm this horrible person so low to the ground, which is very irresponsible and immature. So if you are on the receiving end of any negativity, just know that it's not personal, even though it feels and sounds very personal. It's really not. It's just someone is not mature enough to take accountability for their own feelings, their own baggage, and instead of taking accountability and doing the proper healing work that they need to do, they just the easier route, at least temporarily, it's not easier in the long run, is to put other people down. So if you've been on the receiving end of that, what I'm seeing is that you've perpetuated that cycle. If you haven't been necessarily, if it's more so you're judging yourself for whatever reason, there's always a reason. You may want to ask yourself why you're being so hard on yourself and why you feel the need to put yourself in a prison cell when the door is wide open. There's a story like that, if you're interested. I don't know why this comes up and why I should mention it to you, but maybe you're like, I'm not interested. But if you are, Sartre, Jean-Paul Sartre, S-A-R-T-R-E, was a French author, and he wrote, sort of this interesting commentary on people, it's sort of psychological commentary on people, and he wrote plays and little stories. One particular story that I really like is where you have these three people. They don't know why, they just wake up or something. Oops, sorry, I keep shaking my camera. I get too excited. I talk with my hands. You don't see me talking, but I'm the kind of person that talks with my hands. I'm one of those, all right? So that's why I keep shaking. I keep knocking my camera. But yeah, so they wake up in this room and they don't know why they're there. If I remember the story correctly, I read it in college, but it's been a while. Either way, I do remember the story. And they think they're in this prison cell and they're stuck together. They don't know if they died. They don't know if they're in limbo. They have no idea, you know, they have no recollection of ever being sentenced to prison or whatever. And there are no mirrors, so they depend on each other to put makeup on. And it's this whole thing about other people looking at you and other people being that validation to who you are, physically and inwardly. It's all a reflection of that, right? No pun intended, with reflection and mirror. And the story is about other people judging, judgment from others. Well, something really fascinating happens at the end of the story. They keep wanting to open the door or something. I don't know why. And they say, just let's see if it's open. But they are scared to do that. And then one of the characters goes and opens the door and opens it wide open, takes a look and sees that they can walk out of the room and that there is absolutely no one around them. I'm just getting chills saying this story because they kind of turn and look at each other. And then I think one of them says, close the door, and they close the door and they choose to be in this cell where no one is keeping them, right? It's kind of like the devil that you know is better than the one you don't, right? If I walk out of the store, I have no idea what's out there. So you may be afraid to also walk out of your comfort zone. But the thing is, my dear, that life is all about challenging you to walk outside of your comfort zone. I can guarantee you that if you stay in your comfort zone for the long run, it's going to be a lot worse than if you take a step out. Sure, you're going to take a risk. You may fail at something. You may not succeed. But then through that failure, you're going to maybe discover a passion of yours. Had you not failed, you wouldn't have discovered this passion. So you're going to ultimately be limiting yourself to your imaginary prison cell if you don't take that leap of faith. And the cards are wanting to remind you here. Your message is certainly the most powerful out of all of them, in the sense that, you know, it's the most raw. And your message is with the Ace of Cups, that self-love is so important. And I know some of you may roll your eyes, because it's like, oh, here we go again with this kindergarten stuff, you know, and I totally feel you and I totally get it. But the thing is that self-love is the motor that will liberate you and will open your eyes to the truth. It will anchor you in the present moment. It will liberate you to know the truth about things. Justice, having things come to light. You may have been shielded from the truth in your childhood to whatever varying degree. And it's almost like now you're going through life with these blinders on when you can easily take the blinders off. Perhaps you're afraid to do that. I'm here to say that the cards at the top, the Ace of Cups and Justice, are saying, please take those blinders off. You are much more powerful than you think. Your ability to understand and see clearly goes beyond what a lot of people are capable of around you. And this is going to bring you such deep love and joy. You're going to be laughing hysterically when you finally feel that sense of freedom, when you finally understand that you are always free at the end of the day. You are always free within yourself. Real freedom comes from a choice, okay? Real freedom comes from making a choice to be in the present, to breathe, to not give your thoughts, your negative thoughts, too much attention because they don't deserve it. It's not about controlling your mind. It's simply about shifting the focus. You can let your thoughts run amok in your mind, okay? Kind of like naughty children in a playground. You just let them run around and say, okay, go ahead, do your thing, I don't care. And then you're saying to those thoughts, you're not that important, and you're focusing on your heart space and your own healing and doing things that make you feel loved, giving yourself the love that you deserve, okay? Not getting it from someone else. You will get it from someone else. I'm hearing, you know, your relationships may have also suffered with this lack of self-love at times, and that's normal, right? As above, so below, you know, whatever's going on outside is also a reflection of what's going on inside. Again, I return to that saying. And so for you, really, when you start to love yourself and you don't care about what other people think, and you move away as much as you can, possibly literally or metaphorically speaking, from those who are judging you, you know, they will start to judge you less. Not only that, you're going to attract really good people towards you. And if there's something that hasn't gone your way for the longest time, I think you're going to find that coming up, you are coming into a period of total success. Now, oh my gosh, I got really sidetracked, and I'm so sorry because this was supposed to be about career. So let's tie it all together. When you love yourself, truly, madly, deeply, you understand that you have flaws, you strive to work for your own betterment, but not perfection, and you understand that you're only human and that you're going to fail sometimes, and it's okay. You pick yourself up, you keep going. Don't be hard on yourself. We're all human. We all make mistakes. When you really understand that notion, that is where things will go your way. I'm seeing not just career-wise. It's going to be for you like a big domino effect. For you, everything is interconnected. For some people, not as much. For you, everything is very interconnected. The way you feel about yourself is going to attract a lot of goodness in all aspects of your life. As far as career is concerned, justice will be served. You may be interested in becoming a lawyer. On a side note, that may be the case, or a judge. But if not, we're going to take a look at, you know, your words in a moment for professions. If not, it's really that some situation, you know, within your workplace environment specifically, or within the work kind of arena, the career-oriented arena, that hadn't been going your way, you weren't able to find a job, or you have a job, but, you know, some people are being nasty in the workplace. You know, whatever situation hasn't gone your way, if people have accused you of something, whatever that is, everything is going to even itself out, and you will come out on top. Things will turn in your favor. The scales will be balanced out, but this will come first from acknowledging I'm human. I'm not my thoughts. I am not my feelings. I have thoughts. I have feelings. I'm a good person. I make mistakes. It's okay. We all make mistakes. Doing those little steps every day. You want to write in a journal. You want to just say them out loud to yourself every morning or whatever it is. You have a vision board that you want to create. Whatever it is, so you can just emphasize that healing, and that's where the self-love will emanate, just from taking these steps every day. You don't have to love yourself perfectly 100% from day one. Okay, loving yourself and self-embetterment and empowerment and all of that is a lifelong journey. So I invite you to take it because it will offer you many, many, many wonderfully joyous rewards. Like I said, you'll be laughing hysterically once you step into your own power. And this will show itself up in all areas of your life, so not just career. So if you're coming to find out what's wrong with why are things not going well with your career, Well, you have to bring it back to the healing that you need to do within yourself first. All right. Now I want you to pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. For your little mini reading, I'm going to pick a little word that maybe represents the profession that you're in or the profession that you are interested in. If it doesn't resonate, let it fly. Okay. It's a general reading, so it may apply or not. And if it doesn't apply literally, it could also apply in a more symbolic way. Okay. And you'll determine that when you hear your word. Before I take out the words for 1, 2, and 3, I would just like to say thank you very, very much for watching my video and for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your support and you stopping by. If you like the reading and you haven't already, I would so appreciate a subscribe, like, comment, or share. This really helps my channel even more. And if you are interested, by the way, in booking a reading, you can see that information in my description for my website. Other than that, let's take a look. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Are we ready? Number 1 out of the mini reading. Dun da da. The cup. The cup of life. Yeah. All right, this one is for number 1. Oh, I just heard in my head that that's for number 2. Okay, I'm going to put it down because I don't want to give you the wrong word. So I'm going to search again for number 1. This one's for you. Okay, number 1. Oh. All right. Okay. You got sales marketing, so you may be in sales or marketing. Your sales will go up when you put more value into yourself. Interesting, isn't that? The word may resonate, it may not. Sales, marketing. But it's kind of an interesting thought that you're selling a product or service, right? If you're in sales or marketing. And you want to show other people that this product service has a certain amount of value. Well, as above, so below. Whatever on the outside is also a reflection of the inside. The more you put value into yourself in a humble, grounded way, of course, but in a loving, healing way too, the more you will have value in whatever it is that you are offering. That's wonderful. Number 1 of the mini reading. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you, or to read for you again, rather, in the next video. All right, bye. Okay, number 2. Number 2, you got a nonprofit organization. You may be thinking of starting a nonprofit organization. You may have a nonprofit organization very close to your heart. You're working within a nonprofit organization. It doesn't have to be your full-time career. It could be something on the side. But this word may resonate or not, and if it does, then think of how that works perfectly in the context of your reading. Okay, if you are doing something out of the goodness to your heart, oh my God, that is so loud. Just give me a moment, guys. I'm so sorry. I had another video and I don't know why it hasn't played through. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. Think of how a nonprofit works with your reading. And if you have to go, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next time. If you don't have to go, I have something to add. All right, just a moment. Ooh, goodness. Goodness gracious. Thank you. Thank you for waiting if you did. And if you were number 3, I'm sorry. Thank you for being patient with me there. If you waited, number 2, I just want to say you have a lot going for you. You have to start to remember you're so hard on yourself and you're such a good person, especially if you're involved in a nonprofit, you know. You're such a good person. So you have to start to see that in yourself, because the people that you're serving need you to be strong. And it's very important for you to be strong, because if you're not strong, then how are you supposed to help them become strong and uplift them and help, you know? So consider that your healing is also very, very important in order for you to have success in an organization where people depend on those organizers to be supportive. And in order to be supportive, you need to be strong. So love yourself, and your career will just be absolutely glorious. What could I say? That's really nice. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I look forward to reading for you in the next reading. Bye now. Number 3, you got a word that popped out, but some of you are this, and I'm getting even. Some of you are something else. Okay, I either got pilot or engineer. That's 2 very different things. Take what resonates. If you're a pilot, that's interesting. Very, very cool. You have an amazing career ahead of you. You just have to trust yourself. You have to trust in your ability, right? It's very nerve-wracking, I'm sure, to fly a plane. I've never had that experience before. If this is you, trust that you are a pretty darn good pilot, and you have all the makings of being very successful within your career. Okay, and if you are an engineer, so I know engineers, and it's hard, and it can be very competitive depending on where you live. Just, you know, number 1, recognize all of the amazing work that you've been doing, because you've been working very hard. Number 2, if you've been suffering within a company and things have not been going well, things will even themselves out very shortly and will start to move in your favor. Don't compare yourself to other engineers. Just be an honest, good, grounded, solid, down-to-earth person that you are, and give yourself, you know, that importance. Stand up for yourself when you need to stand up for yourself. Okay, I know some of these guys can be really cutthroat in some of these industries. So, you know, don't allow people to walk all over you. Don't be rude about it, of course, but just stand your ground in a respectful way where and when you need to. And that will be part of your journey too, of healing and self-love. Be interesting. I know someone who is an engineer. I'd like to get him to watch this video. I'm curious to see if he's going to pick exactly this reading and then this number. Anyhow, this message would make sense for him. You guys are beautiful people. Don't give up on yourselves. You're doing a fantastic job. Just remember to give yourselves that time of day, love and healing that you deserve, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I look very much forward to reading for you in a future video. Bye now.